Hey, this is Charles from Toughcut Australia. Just going through with you our Diamond 450B with the new controller interface, showing you how that works. So we've got our 3 axes here. We've got our rip fence, blade tilt and blade height. Nice and easy pictures to see what you're doing. You've got our present size, which is where we are. Our target is where we want to go. And then we've got a start and a stop and a manual feature here. So we'll start by this here. We can type in our size, hit enter and start, and you'll see the rip fence will move. It's driven by ball and screw. So quite simple, easy to use. So we'll go 100 millimeters. So if we hit 100, you'll see as it comes in and it gets to the danger zone, light will start flashing to indicate that we're getting close to the blade. So you might have the blade tilted or a block of wood or the wrong guard on there. So then we can hold that down and then it will move it in slowly to its final position as a safety there. I want to go back out, we can. Back out to our size there. Tilt's exactly the same, so we just type on that. We can type in the degree we want to go to. It will go over. If we do need to stop it for whatever reason while you're tilting, you can, or any of the axis, you can hit stop. It'll pause it. Maybe you've got a block of wood that you didn't see or something's happened. So you can do that for all 3 axes and then hit start and it'll continue on. So that's nice and simple, quite straightforward. And then our height is also done the same way. So we can click on that, we can type in the height that we want to set the blade to, and away we go. We can hit that and that will lower our blade down. So we can set 0, start, get that below the table, and bring that up. We can also control the height and the tilt from these 2 switches here. So for whatever reason, if you wanted to just do it like that rather than typing it in, you can move that, use the lever to tilt it or to rise and fall it. So it's just another feature the machine has to set that. You also do have a manual button here. So for whatever reason, if you want to manually move it, you can do that as well. We can see our blade speed set to 4,000 RPM. And yeah, that's our main screen. Pretty simple there. We've got a menu function which you need a password to go into. And then we've got to set the settings for recalibrating these sizes. So let's just do that quickly. So let's just say we did a test cut for whatever reason and it was incorrect. It was reading 1 mil over. So we do a cut and it reads 101. You can quite easily 101, hold that down. So you put in the size you measured, hold down set, and you'll see our preset will change. So it's really simple and easy to change your sizes and your heights. If for whatever reason it's gone out, you change your blade and the thickness is different and you need to recalibrate that. Super simple. Hold that down and you'll see that target will change back. 100. And that'll change. So obviously on this we've also got our main blade on and off, and then our scribe blade. This particular machine's been connected up to have the dust collector start with the main blade, but it does not come standard like that. And you can turn that off. You can either turn the scribe off independently or you can turn the main blade and that'll turn both off. The machine also has a brake which will kick in and hold the brake, and then it will prevent you from starting the main blade straight away. You do need to wait about 10 seconds for the brake system to release and then you can start it back up again. Obviously we've got our emergency stop up the top here, so if we hit that in for whatever reason, we've got an e-stop on the front here on the control panel. one on the front, one also on the back, and on the blade guard we also have an e-stop, so when that is open. And we also have one, I'm just going to move this fence, a micro switch in here, so when you are changing your belt speeds or retensioning it, when you've got that open, the machine won't turn on for safety features there. As you can see, we've got our 3 RPMs and our speed. How to change that, quite simple. We just loosen off this lock nut on the side here, and then we put our Allen key in here, not the nut, put the Allen key in here, turn that, that'll loosen the tension up. You can change your belt speed over or tension it up if you need to for whatever bead. That gives you a little look in there. Now this particular machine has been in operation for the customer for about 2 weeks now, so it's a little bit dirty, but just wanted to show you in a real working environment. So obviously we've got our guard here, up and down, gas strut. If you want to change to your larger guard, your 45-degree guard, you can undo this and slide that out. Let's do that a bit more. And then you have a second guard, which I think is down underneath. The customer's got it hiding under there. And then you can put that on for your 45-degree if that is what you want to do there. You can also swing this guard completely out of the way, loosen off that there, so you can swing it out if you need to cut down a cupboard or something like that. And also you can obviously have dust extraction on the top here to help extract some of that dust from the top. This machine's fitted with a 3.8 sliding table. This machine uses the bar roller type system. So you got 2 bars on the top, hardened steel bars, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and a roller that runs on that. So as you load it up with weight, it still keeps it rolling nicely and doesn't put any extra pressure on the table, unlike the V system where it puts extra load on the table and then can affect the slide of it. Got multiple locking positions for the table lock, so you can move that over and lock that in. Basically any of these run along there, and that's any of the positions you can lock the table into. This machine also does have a little cabinet here, so you can pull this back and there's a cabinet where you can store tools, or you could put some blades in there if you wanted to. You can hang the blades on there, just a bit of extra storage, and that's just magnetically held on. It's coming to our docking fence. The machine comes standard with 3 digital displays. So we obviously have our first one here. So you can set that to and read it from the size there, nice and simple and easy to use. Our extension fence is controlled by here. And we bring that over, quite simple and easy. Now these can be recalibrated again quite easily. So this stop is set for 300 as it's 0 reference. So what you would do is obviously set it to where you think 300 is, lock it off, do a test cut. If you measure it, adjust the stop till it's correct, and then you hit C and up, and that will re-zero it to 300. And you got the same, I think it's 802 meters or 2 meters 10 for the other one. But you push those 2 buttons and then we know that we're reading correct. Okay, so yeah, quite simple and easy to use. If we want to cut 45 miters, we can do that. So we loosen off this lock, loosen off the one under here and this one, and we can slide this fence to do our 45s and miters, and we can run them this way, or we can unbolt the whole fence and put it in this hole and go the other way. When we do put it back in position, obviously blow it all down and make sure it's clean, but the block under here will sit hard against this screw, and then therefore you know it's in the correct position. And then this clamp, do this one up here, that will clamp against there, and then tighten up your other 2 blocks under here. So it's really simple, it'll lock back into the correct position. Can loosen this off and slide that up and down, or move that around if need be. slide it back. This machine does have a max diameter of 400 mil, so you can put up to a 400 mil blade on it. We're using a 300 here because that's pretty standard. So this is magnetically latched on. You've got a magnet on either side, and there is a micro switch so the machine won't turn on when this is on. And you can see we've got full access to our blades to change them over. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Scribe here. Our scribe adjustment is actually adjusted by this screw here. So the way it works is you loosen off the Allen key that's in the hole here, and then you turn this one here, it's an Allen key. Before you always put the Allen key in, make sure you shoot it with a bit of air, clean it out, and then you can put your Allen key in so you don't round off the screw that's in there. And it is quite firm. Reason for that is because you don't want to have slop and play in your scribe adjustment. So it's a very fine adjustment and it is very firm, so it doesn't move while you're running it. And when you're finished, just be sure to make sure you lock that back up. Lock it on. So we've got cast iron machined guideways here. Sorry, steel guideways here for your tilt and your rise and fall. This is inside the machine. Our table. And we'll have a quick look inside the machine. Well, here is our rip fence. So it's run on ball and screw. Underneath here you can see. And we've got our sensors here, which are for your inner limit and then your soft limit for your danger zone. So this is the machine here. You've got a rack here you can put your tools in for your blade change. Rise and fall of the scribe blade is done by this, so we loosen off that, move that up and down, and we can raise that blade up or down according to that. In the back here you need a Allen key to get into it. I've just pre-loosened these so it's a bit easier to get into. So one on the top, one on the bottom, and then we can see inside the back of the machine here. So we've got our powerful motor. I think it's a 7.5 kilowatt from memory, and then you can sort of just see what's going on in there. Our motors for our tilt and our rise and fall, running on solid bar guides internally. So that's inside the machine. Give you a bit of a look in there. Those sensors are for your blade speeds. It's got an upper limit as well for your max and your lower for your rise and fall. So when it gets to the maximum position, it stops and doesn't keep trying to drive itself into the table. So yeah, that's inside the machine. Slide that back up. Maximum rip capacity is 1260 on this model, and we can also undo this and turn our rip fence over if we need be. So say we were doing a 45 cut and we want to get in nice and close, we can get in there with this rip fence profile, which allow us to go into nice and close to the blade. Also lifts up out of the way if you need to get it out of the way. Arm will swing out of position. And that's really it there. That's the Diamond 450B panel saw from the Toughcut range. We also have a Diamond 400, which is very similar, but without the electric CNC fence. It's just got electric rise and fall, electric tilt. And then we have the 300 range, which is more of a manual, smaller sort of machine. But yeah, that's just a quick overview on the machine. And if you got any questions, get in contact with us, put a comment in the bottom. And yeah, thanks guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.